everybody. Hi, United Stroke Alliance. My name is Katie Lemkemann. I'm here live with you on the Facebook community page to talk about fun summer cooking. So I just want to give a shout out to Mary Lee for letting me do this. We're going to talk about some fun summer cooking. And with the summertime, you have a lot of fresh garden vegetables, so I want to talk a little bit about that and just talk about what to look for with garden fresh vegetables. And I'm just going to do a really fun salad that I do to get me through the week. And I know you may think salad, okay, that's kind of boring. But this one's a really fun one because you can actually use this salad throughout the week and it doesn't go bad. So I'm going to talk about kale and how much fun kale can be and how good it stays in your refrigerator. And that's the best part about kale, I think, besides all the health benefits. So we're going to talk about that and also about some different tomatoes to pick from your garden, because I'm sure a lot of people are getting some fresh garden tomatoes right now. And so that's where we're going to go with this session and see how it goes. And I'd love to have some feedback, different things that you'd like to cook and whatnot. So again, my name is Katie Lemkemann. I am a board member for the United Stroke Alliance. I joined in 2018 and I've enjoyed doing stroke camps. I can't wait to do them in 2021. And I've also been a stroke nurse for 5 years now. Actually this month I'll be a stroke nurse for 5 years. So I'm just really passionate about stroke survivors and love doing this kind of stuff just to get some community going and just to the camaraderie of it. So I hope you get something great out of this class. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my favorite thing, my favorite salad to make, and there's no set requirements. I just want to talk to you about the ingredients that I use and how I make it. And I've got a lot of different variety because with my cooking, if you watch my cooking classes that I did at the stroke camp, you'll know that I'm pretty flexible with anything that I do. So I have some ingredients here that I've already had chopped up, so don't be afraid with your ingredients, especially if you are a stroke survivor. Have somebody chop up the veggies so you can have them ready to go if you want to make your own salad. So I have some fresh kale here. I also have a fresh tomato that's diced up. I have some fresh red cabbage. Some broccoli is a go-to staple in every salad that I make. And then I also have some carrots. So you can see I have a lot of color. I also try to get veggies. If I'm going to make a salad that's going to last me all week, I really want to have veggies that are going to stand up all week and not get soggy. Sometimes the tomatoes I'll leave in the bottom of the salad, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that too. Some of the veggies that may not hold up all week long, I'll keep those in the bottom of the salad when I'm preparing it so that they don't get soggy when I mix them together. So other fresh vegetables, some root vegetables, turnips. I also love to put seeds in my salad too, because it gives you a really nice crunch and some protein and just a little bit of fat, and a little bit goes a long way with that, so you're not using the bread and stuff like that that might get soggy. So the first ingredient I have here is kale, and this is really the kind of the highlight of my favorite salad of the week. Some of you may be turned off to kale, and my friend Chef Amanda over at the Cookery is another big proponent of kale. She loves it, and we can show you what to do with kale to make it palatable, because you may think it's chewy or tough, and if you just know how to use it correctly, either cooking or fresh, it is wonderful, nutritious, and it lasts all week. So unlike like a romaine or a spinach that might get really soggy, the kale is just super sturdy, and it holds up all week to your dressing or whatever salad you've got it mixed in. I work shifts in a row, so it's important for me to kind of prep ahead of time so I'm not scrambling to get my salad right before work. So right here I have some kale that I've already had chopped up, and you can see I just chopped it up roughly, but I want to show you how it comes. So it comes in a big bunch. It's really cheap. In your garden it's a little bit more tender than this, but this is just a basic kale. They have different kinds, but you can see there's a stem that goes along the edge of it, and it's really firm. So you want to look for bright green, no wilted edges. You don't want any, if it's starting to turn, just tear that part off, no big deal. And what you want to do is take this rib, just like other vegetables that have like kind of a tough stalk, and you just pull down that rib and right through it, okay? And that's how you get the actual edible part that you really are going to be able to enjoy, okay? So that's how it comes. And again, you just pull it down off the rib really easy. Okay. And you can tear it up or chop it up. And then if you would eat your kale right now just like this, it's pretty chewy, and that's why a lot of people say they hate kale, they don't love kale. But if you make it correctly, it's fantastic. So what I do to tenderize it is I use a vinaigrette. So you can use one from the store, like an Italian dressing or Caesar. Olive Garden's got their dressing out, which is really good. Or you can make your own, which I usually do. So you can use an oil and vinegar. So with an oil and vinegar, it's really basic. It's either 1 part vinegar to 3 parts oil, or 1 part vinegar to 4 parts oil, whichever you prefer. If you like a little more tart, then use 1 part vinegar to 3 parts oil. So it's got a little more tartness. So that's just a really basic recipe, and you can use just a regular measuring cup. So you can kind of see here, I've got a vinaigrette right here, just a basic oil and vinegar. And you can see it's about 1 part to 3 parts, okay? And you can measure it if you want, 1/4 cup to 3/4 cup, okay? It's really easy. So I will mix that in, and then I will just massage it. This is the fun part of the salad, when you massage your dressing. So I've got a couple different vinaigrettes I'm going to show you first, and then I'm going to show you how I do it, because this is what everybody kind of gets a little bit confused about. It's just what to do with your kale to make it tender. So I've got a couple different vinaigrettes that I've made at home for you. This is my favorite one. It's just red wine vinegar and oil. And I just eyeballed this. Again, with all my cooking, a lot of it is eyeball, so it's just 1 part to about 3 parts oil, 1 part red wine vinegar, and that's my favorite vinegar right now. I'm sure a lot of people love balsamic, and so that's this one. I use olive oil, but you can also use canola oil. So that's balsamic vinegar to and olive oil. And you can add any herbs you like. You can add fresh herbs. Some basic ones that they use for like an Italian dressing, they have a packet if you want to use that. Or you can add like basil, oregano, that type of thing. But I just use a basic vinaigrette, and I'll add herbs if I want to. This is another favorite of mine, and this is red wine vinegar and oil, just like I had in my other dressing. Okay, but this one has some little bits in the bottom you can see. And what I've done is I took some sun-dried tomatoes from the grocery store, and what was left over from the bottom with the oil and a little bit of bits of sun-dried tomato, I just added it to the vinaigrette. So that's pretty cool too, and it gives you a ton of flavor. So those are some fun different vinaigrettes that I've got. So whenever you have vinaigrette, it just holds at room temperature, okay? Unless you have like fresh herbs or garlic in it, then you want to refrigerate it. But it'll hold like this indefinitely, you know, I would say 6 months or less. So you always want to mix it up really good. I like to not put any seasoning in it beforehand, because if I am not in the mood for basil, or I don't want too much salt from some of those packets, I can control that myself. And I think there's a ton of flavor with just vinegar and oil. So I'm going to mix this up really good until it's emulsified. You can see it's darker now, okay? And I'm going to put it in I'll put a little bit in so you can kind of see what I'm working with here. But you can do this I will do the entire bunch of kale and mix it up, and it stays, I would say, for at least 4 to 5 days without getting soggy. And then I'm going to pour over probably about 3 or 4 tablespoons of my vinegar and oil. If you're wanting to go a little more low calorie, you can go less, or you can add a little bit of water to that too. And all I'm going to do now, after I've washed my hands, is just massage it. And that is really what's going to tenderize the kale. The acid and the vinegar, and just massaging. I know it seems kind of funny, but when you mix it up like this, it makes the kale super tender. And just in about 5 minutes, you'll have nice tender kale. And this, again, will last you all week, and that's the best part about this salad. So you just mix it up with your hands, and you can see it's coated all around. And then I start adding my veggies, and that's why one of my favorite veggies to add is the broccoli, because it just absorbs all that yummy flavor from the vinegar and oil. And it's so healthy. both of these have a lot of vitamin C. Spinach and kale both have almost complete proteins, so they're really high in antioxidants as well as vitamin C, which is really good for you. Broccoli is really high in vitamin C too, so that's great. And when they're paired with tomatoes, it actually helps your body absorb the vitamin C better, okay? And then I'll add my cabbage. Again, this is something that really stands up nicely throughout the week for your whole salad. I'll add the carrots. Now, if you want to take this to work and you want to take your salad dressing along with it, or another type of salad dressing, if you wanted to put a little bit of ranch dressing for your salad or something like that, it's always, if you just go sparingly with that vinegar and oil, then you can add another salad dressing and it tastes wonderful. And look at that. Everybody at your work will go, wow, that looks like a beautiful salad. Or when you get home and your spouse will say, oh my goodness, look at that salad. It looks fantastic. So that's all there is to it for kale. It's just a gentle massage, and then it's really nice and tender. It still holds its shape so it doesn't get soggy, and that's what I love about this salad. It's wonderful. So I'll add my tomatoes, and if I was going to take this to work, things that I would keep on the bottom of my salad would be, if I wanted to add maybe some crumbled cheese. Blue cheese is really nice, or feta. And those are a little bit harder cheeses. Also, the tomatoes, if I wanted to add cucumbers or zucchini, stuff like that might get a little bit more soft as the week goes on. And so if I want this for my weekly salad, I'll keep this separated, and I might add some more veggies if I wanted to it. So I'll put my tomatoes on the bottom, and then I'll just add this to the top. If you wanted to add a meat, you could. So again, any of those more perishable veggies I just put on the bottom of my salad. You could also put it in a mason jar, and that holds really nice and seals good. Some other fun stuff that I put in my salad, just to give it that crunch I told you, are sunflower seeds. You can also keep the salt down by doing just roasted, no salt. And really, once you get your salad going, you don't need all that extra salt too. So these are sunflower seeds. And then another nice little treat are pumpkin seeds. And if you haven't tried these before, they're just a little bit different flavor than the sunflower seeds, and they're really good. So I love to put those on my salad. Does it look good? I think so. Okay, so that's my summer salad I wanted to share with you. I also wanted to talk to you a little bit, just because we're on Facebook Live and this is my first time doing it. I wanted to talk to you about other summer fresh vegetables. You are probably all getting a bunch of tomatoes in right now. Or if you're going to a farmer's stand, they have a lot of different tomatoes. So I wanted to talk to you about some different varieties that we've got. So these are Roma tomatoes. They're a little bit smaller. They're kind of oblong, oval shaped. And these are more for like if you're going to make a marinara sauce, or if you're going to can tomatoes. These are a great tomato to use because they're very hearty. They're intense in flavor, and they just hold up really good in a soup or a sauce. This is called a big boy, which is just your kind of like your beef steak tomato, and this is just great for slicing. It's great for summer fresh sandwiches. It holds up really good. So what you're looking for is just a firm flesh, okay? And make sure the inside is not pithy. It's nice and firm, so you can kind of see with the chopped up tomato, it's holding its shape really nicely. And this is called an early girl. These are really good too, just for chopped fresh salads, or to slice up and put on top of a pizza. They're really good. Okay, so those are just some different tomatoes that you might be looking at in the store and wonder what they're for. So that's some of that. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks to my mom, my sister for helping me videotape this and use their kitchen. If you guys have any comments about the salad or something else that you would like to know about, just some fun cooking ideas just to give us some more camaraderie. I love doing these, so hopefully I'll see you soon with all the stroke camps. I cannot wait. I had so much fun doing them last year, and I can't wait for us all to get together